Hello, my lovely Aries. This is your reading for mid-August 2023. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. We're going to get on right into it. Now, I am recording these zodiac readings under the new moon in Leo. So I want you to drop what you're manifesting under this new moon in the comments. So first things first, right off the bat, I want you to claim that new moon energy, drop what you're manifesting, your goals, your intentions in the comments, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to shuffle a little bit while I kind of tell you what's going on in the month of August astrologically. We're gonna do a little past, present, and future. And then I also have this deck that's kind of like a magic 8-ball. It kind of answers questions. We'll do that at the end. But yeah, we have the new moon in Leo right in the middle of August. We started August with a full moon in Aquarius, and we're ending August with a full blue moon in Pisces. So in honor of that, everything I offer is 22% off. So personal readings, my courses, my ebooks, all those things are 22% off with code Blue Moon in honor of that Blue Moon in Pisces at the end of the month. Woo! Communication issues, because we have a ton of retrogrades happening right now. We are currently in the Mercury retrograde shadow period. And yeah, it's already been a doozy. The official Mercury retrograde starts on August 23rd. We are deep in a Venus retrograde and like 4 other retrogrades with more joining those planets already in retrograde. Like Jupiter joins the rest of the planets in retrograde at, I believe, the beginning of September. So a lot of chaotic energy, but this Leo new moon is a little breath of fresh air and a great time to manifest. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My lovely Aries, remember, and this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Check all of those, or if you have a stellium, remember that some of it might be for you, some of it might be for another Aries. So we'll go ahead and get started at the bottom of the deck. So this is we're going to do past, what we need to hear in the present with an oracle deck, and then future with a traditional Rider-Waite deck. This is my Tarot Obscura deck, and we're starting with what was happening in the recent past. So beginning of August, July, 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, you know, fighting for your victory, right? The 6 of Wands, which is before the 7 of Wands, is victory, like climbing up that hill. You've had a victory over a massive hill in your life. You've really accomplished something, you're celebrating, but now the 7 of Wands, you feel like you're stuck defending your place at the top of that hill, at the top of that mountain. It is kind of, it's a very Aries energy, that kind of like, and there's actually a Sagittarius symbol on here, very fire. I mean, wands are fire. It is, again, that like, nobody can knock me down. I have to like hold my place at the top of this mountain. I worked so hard for this victory and nobody is going to bring me down. What else do we have going on in the past? The 5 of Cups, always there. That grief, that disappointment. 5 of Swords. Yeah, Aries, I think you might have been going through a little bit in the recent past. Now we have the 4 of Swords, rest, Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Tower. I'm not surprised to see the Tower. All right, so in the past, Aries, yeah, we have the World right behind that 7 of Wands. I feel like, the World is like a major cycle closing. The World is the end of the Fool's journey. So the entire major arcana of the tarot is the Fool's journey. It starts with card 0, the Fool, and the World is the last card. And that is like the completion of that. It's the hero's journey, right? And I think you did have some kind of major cycle ending, a chapter in your life that has ended, and you were like defending it with everything you got. You're like, I'm not going back to that old life, that old cycle, no matter what, because you definitely went through it to get there, right? We have the Tower, we have the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Cups. Like, I feel like whatever this major thing that ended was you're still grieving it, you're still sad about it. We have the 5 of Cups. You can see the person is like looking at those cups that are spilt and very sad, very disappointed. It's that grief that's very hard to shake, right? But there's still 2 upright cups right behind him. You didn't lose everything, but it definitely feels like you lost it all. The 5 of Swords could have been some kind of fighting, but I see the 5 of Swords as more of like a battle with yourself. Swords is a suit of the mind. I think you're kind of like fighting yourself with this grief energy. You're like, I shouldn't be sad about this. I shouldn't be sad about this because, this thing had to end. It wasn't good for me. Or, you know, maybe even if it was good for you, you were like, it was just time for it to end. And maybe that's why you're actually sad, is because even though it was something you maybe wanted at one time, you're like, you know, it doesn't serve me any longer and I had to let it go, and you're still grieving it, and that's okay. But, you know, after this, you know, it was some kind of major cycle ending. The Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, again, the World right behind that Seven of Wands, like, the Tower is complete and total transformation, catastrophe, disaster, but it doesn't always have to be like, you know, all the negative things, right? Sometimes you can have a good tower in your life. But for the most part, the Tower is, the point is that it came out of nowhere. That change, that transformation, that sudden, like, just wiping the slate clean is like the Tower energy, because lightning strikes your tower and then it turns to rubble, right? So it was a major cycle ending. And again, I think in that process, there was still some good things, right? We have the Ace of Pentacles. I think, and you did have a victory. I think that, you know, it's like you're feeling, it's hard for you to pull yourself out of this Five of Cups. You're like, I know that I have good things going on. I know I have at least those 2 cups, that Ace of Pentacles, but whatever this was like life-changing, world-shattering. And, you know, with the Four of Swords, it's like, after you've been through something like that, after you've been through a major, any kind of major event in your life, whether good or bad, it's exhausting, right? You're tired. Four of Swords, you're like, I'm just gonna take a nap right here. Like, and that's why I feel like it's hard for you to move out of that Five of Cups energy. And again, you know, defending your place at the top of the mountain after not accomplishing, but after coming out of that, you were victorious over that major sudden change. You were victorious over that cycle ending. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to stand at the top of that hill and fight off like all the drama and like all the repercussions maybe from that major event. But you're like standing strong, but we're tired. We're tired. You need to take a little rest. You resting is not going to destroy all the progress that you have made. You resting is not going to send you back into wherever you were before that major cycle ending. It's okay to rest, my lovely Aries. Now, what do we need to know in the present? We're doing something a little bit different here. This is an oracle deck instead of a tarot deck. This is Visions from Liminal Space. So what do we need to hear in the present moment? What does Aries need to do presently under this new moon in Leo? Oh, sparkle, sparkle, bitch. Almost came out, definitely. There it is again. I literally cut the deck, and there it is. You need to step into the spotlight. You need to not be afraid to sparkle, to do all the things that you want to do, to be yourself. Put yourself out there. Get out into the spotlight and sparkle. Like, you know, Edward Cullen, get into the sun and sparkle, you know what I mean? All right, what else does Aries need to do? Until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. Yeah, we're waiting for the sun to come back. Broke is the beginning, the passing of time. Yes, my lovely Aries, I know that it's hard right now. I know you just went through this major cycle ending. And you're waiting for things to get better, right? You're waiting for the daybreak because it feels you're in the dark night of the soul, and that's that shadow moment. But soon, right? This is a reminder, this is in present, that the day will break and the shadows will flee away. You just have to keep going. You have to hold out that hope that it is the day will break. You know, we have broke as the beginning and the passing of time, right? You know, after this Tower moment, you're feeling that broke is the beginning energy, but that's the thing, is broke is just the beginning. You can only go up, right? Broke is this is the like rock bottom after that Tower moment. After your tower crumbled, it's feeling very like, I have to start from scratch. I have to start from fresh. But the passing of time, like, it's going to change. It might take a little time, but it is going to change. You need to keep your eye on that sun, that light at the end of the tunnel, that sun that is soon to come, because the forward movement is coming. Excelsior, ever upward, ever onwards, right? You are persevering right now, Aries. If you are feeling this like broke is the beginning, scarcity, I'm starting from scratch, focus on the light at the end of the tunnel, and again, that sparkly energy that, you know what, I may be going through it right now, but I'm on the sparkle anyways. You know what I mean? All right. So we know what we got to do in the present. What's in the future for my lovely Aries? And this is a traditional Rider-Waite deck. Four of Swords again. We ended the past with the Four of Swords. Now the Four of Swords is here again. You need to rest, my lovely Aries. If you are still fighting that rest, or maybe you didn't do it in the past, you need to do it now. You need to rest. It's okay to rest, I promise you. We have the Lovers here. Could be love coming in. But I see the Lovers personally as more of a choice because, you know, it is duality here. So I have to like censor it because of the YouTube gods. You know, the Lovers is the card of Gemini, actually. It's that card of duality, right? We have the two people on it. It's two paths you could take, two choices you could take. Yes, it could be love coming in for sure. Or if you are with someone, this is a great note about the relationship. Like it is the best card you can probably pull, like when it comes to a relationship, that and the Two of Cups. But it could be a choice. There's our victory again. Six of Wands. Six of Wands. It's like, I feel like in the past we have the Seven of Wands. It didn't, almost like you didn't even get a chance to like celebrate that victory because you were so, before you could even celebrate, you had to defend your place like at the top of that hill, right? Seven of Wands. And now I feel like you're able, if you can rest, right? If you can make the choice to rest now, you're going to finally be able to like celebrate that victory, to bask in the ambience of your victory. You know, and maybe it is with your partner that you finally get to like kind of settle down and celebrate a little bit. King of Wands, that's you, Aries energy. King of Fire, following your passion. Four of Wands, yes. Ten of Pentacles, we love to see it. Yeah, that's the only thing. Yep, the only thing's holding you back, my lovely Aries. We also have the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, as I pulled the Five of Cups again and the Eight of Swords, is being stuck in that grief. Being stuck, Eight of Swords, in your mind about that grief. Five of Cups is what's causing all this stress and anxiety. That's the Nine of Swords. Stress, anxiety, nightmares, feeling like you just keep waking up in the nightmare. That's what's holding you back. And the Eight of Swords, it's a self-imposed prison. Look at her. She could get out if she wanted to. Like, you know, she's blindfolded and tied up. But the thing about the Eight of Swords is that she could easily kind of set herself free. It's all in her mind that she is in prison. And it's that grief, that hyper-focusing on what you've lost instead of looking at what you've maybe gained or what you still have. And it's very hard when you've, you know, gone through, I'm not telling you, I don't like toxic positivity where it's like, just move on, like, just be happy. Like, no. You have to do the healing work to move on and to be happy. And once you have kind of, again, that's what rest is for. That's what the Four of Swords is for. The Four of Swords is not just like sleeping. The Four of Swords is resting, meditation, going inward, soul searching. It's like the baby card to the Hermit. You know, it's like taking the time for you, taking the time to heal, so you can move on. Because if you can do that, look at all these wonderful things that are coming. Look at that Ten of Pentacles, complete and total abundance, legacy, energy, Four of Wands, safety, security, family, home, building a home with someone, marriage, King of Wands, following your passion, being confident, being creative, you know, like, you know, King of Wands, King and Queen of Wands are both like the elevated, mature fire sign energy, which is you, Aries. If you want that, if you want to step truly into your power and have it all, essentially, right? This is having it all. You need to rest. You need to heal. You need to get out of that Five of Cups energy. And it's very hard because grief never goes away, right? Five of Cups is the card of grief. Grief never goes away. I know this. I've lost my dad at I want to say a very young age. I was 25. It happened 6 years ago, and I'm obviously still not over it. You never get over like a sudden passing like that. But I don't know if you've ever heard of the concept of the ball in the box, and it's a metaphor for grief. And basically it says that grief never gets smaller, but you can grow around it. So if you imagine a ball in a box at first, when you are dealing with grief, it doesn't have to be losing a person. It can be losing anything, whatever you lost in that tower moment. The ball is huge inside that box, and like there's barely any room for that ball to move inside that box. But as you grow and you start to heal through that grief, the box starts to get bigger. Even though the ball stays the same size, the box gets bigger around it, and then the ball has a little bit more to move. That's kind of how I like to think about grief, is like, because it never goes away. Like you know, If you know, you know, right? If you've lost someone, if you've lost something in your life, you know, you know. But you can grow and evolve around that grief and deal with it in healthier ways. So that's what you got to do, Aries. Now, let's look at, this is the deck I was talking about. It's kind of like a magic 8-ball that answers yes or no questions. So I want you to think of a yes or no question. I do apologize if you, this deck is a little draggy. Like it can be kind of harsh. It'll give you a straight up no or a straight up yes. What I like to say is that it's like flipping a coin. If you're flipping a coin for a scenario for like you can't make up your mind, let's say you really want to do this thing, but you're like unsure, and you flip the coin, and the coin says no, don't do that thing, but you're like, but I wanted to do, like, you know in your heart, like, I really wanted to do that. Now I'm sad that the coin said no. That's how I want you to look at these cards. Like, even if you don't get the answer that you were hoping for, how you feel about that answer can maybe direct you in the proper direction. So think of your yes or no question. I'm going to pull 3 cards just so we can, you know, because some of these messages might be for you, some of it might be for another Aries. We're going to pull 3. So think about your yes or no question. Your magic is potent. Time to get to manifesting on whatever that thing is. You can create it for yourself, my friend. Your magic is potent. Beyond a doubt. Beyond a doubt. So absolutely, if you kind of already knew the answer, that is it that is it beyond a doubt. It's on its way to you. Yeah, beyond a doubt, it is on its way to you because your magic is potent. Beyond a doubt, it is on its way to you because your magic is potent. You just maybe need to be a little patient, my Aries, and you need to rest. The card that just fell out, it says realign and call it in. Realign and call it in. How do you realign? 5 swords. Take a break. Take a little rest, you know? All right, my Aries, that is all I have for you lovelies. I hope this resonated. Again, don't forget, I'm offering 22% off if you want a personal reading. If you want a reading just like these ones I do on YouTube, I do personal of those, 22% off. I wanted to mention, I just came out with this moon magic journal. I printed one out for myself, but it is a digital ebook journal that you can download, and it has tarot spreads, it has prompts for every moon phase, it has simple rituals for the new moons and the full moons, but all the moon phases. You can get your digital download. I'll put all the links in the description box below. I also wanted to say I'm doing another round of my business coaching, Nourish Your Business. If you're a small business, you want to learn how to do what I do this full time. I host retreats. I have courses, I have ebooks. I have been running a digital online business, a small business for 5 years. If you want to learn how to master social media and the algorithms and do all these things that I do, come join us. We're going to start September 4th. Yeah, don't forget to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Also for the new moon in Leo, I have a full free yoga class and a collective tarot reading for the new moon. I have all the things, my friends. So check it out. All the links will be in the description box below. I want to hear what you're manifesting. And that's all I have for you, my Aries. I'll see you next time.